Hey everybody, it's Dave Juno, the Meniere's Disease Warrior. How y'all doing? I'm doing okay for Monday. Pretty decent day. 80 degrees outside, and almost in the end of October, which is Indian summer is here, which we don't get all the time up in New England and up in Massachusetts, but it's nice to have once in a while. I just wish the fish would come out again. But that's a story for another day. So while I was out, and I did go fishing a little bit today. It's too nice. And I've had such a horrible beginning of this month. In September was horrible. Not just Meniere's, but colds and this and that. Horrible. So I needed today. Okay, but so while I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, all these things that are coming down the pipeline for to help us, is really amazing. And we've got to be patient. I know I've seen posts of people saying, why can't they release this now? Well, it's because they're testing it. But there are things that are coming down the pipeline, and I know people are desperate, and a lot of people are down in the dumps, and believe me, it's coming. Okay, it's coming. It's just going to take some time. But there are, even technologies today that have been going on for the last few years are amazing. Okay, you know, and it's just so many things. Like cochlear implants. Okay, cochlear implants today are nothing like they were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I remember seeing people with cochlear implants that didn't have the thing behind their ear. They had a cable that went down here and like an old hearing aid with a battery pack here. So, that technology has really boomed, where now the cochlear implant, you can hook it up to your Bluetooth, you can hook it up to your phone, you can hook it up to your computer if you got Bluetooth, you can hook it up to your television and hear all these things, as well as hear what's going on outside. That's amazing. And it takes a lot of frustration away because you're hearing. Things that are coming down the pipeline too. Epsilon SPI-1005 supposed to help with the tinnitus and Meniere's vertigo. Hopefully, and it might not work for everybody, but hopefully it'll work for some people. But it's coming down the line. It's coming, people. It's just going to take time. The other thing that I talked about a while ago was TF1 2101, and it's the dexamethasone that's gel form that they injected into your ear, and it absorbs slowly over time, not like the shot where it just right onto it. The regular steroid dexamethasone, it's right in there. Right there and then, that's another thing, because it's going to prolong it. It's going to, so you won't be having to get shots every 3 to 6 months, maybe once a year, or maybe once every 2 years. And it will be able to keep, for some people, or for a lot of us, control of the vertigo without losing our hearing and things like that. So there's so many things to look forward to. And even hearing aids, compared to what they were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, they're just absolutely amazing. And I've had mine for almost 2 months. Okay? And I can tell you right now, even though I've had the vertigo and I've had the tinnitus and all this stuff, even though the tinnitus is a lot better with it, these hearing aids for me have been a life changer, because I'm able to hear everything again. Now, my story goes on like this. 2017, I got diagnosed with Meniere's after fighting for 3 years with vertigo and all that stuff. Okay, and I tried antiviral, steroid shot, 5 gentamicin shots, all within 2 years, did nothing. Had a labyrinthectomy. I was already had kind of no hearing in my left ear, so I had the labyrinthectomy. I had no vertigo. The vertigo had gone away for a while, but I still was off balance and all that stuff. I still really couldn't go back to work. So now fast forward to 2023. Vertigo starts back up again. Well, it can't be this year. The year's gone. So the vertigo starts back up again. after in the hearing is starting to really go. And one of the reasons why I never wanted to get a hearing aid was because I didn't know if I would ever lose the hearing in that ear and how fast it would go, and I didn't want to spend the money. I just didn't want to spend the money. It's a lot of money, right? So finally, 2024, this new doctor I'm seeing diagnosed me with it in my right ear. Hearing test from 2023 to 2024 was awful. And I was going to continue just to live my life. And she talked to me about the cochlear implant. So I got the eval for that, but the insurance wouldn't pay for it. It's very expensive. The insurance wouldn't pay for it because I wasn't at their level. There's the level where you require one, and then there's their level. So they wouldn't pay for it. And they would have paid for it if they did it with the labyrinthectomy, which they didn't. So then they would have paid for it. But, because now they got to open me up again, whatever. So she really talked me into using, getting the hearing aids again. So I got the hearing aids again. I said, I can't, they're expensive. I don't want to waste the money. The lady ran through her things, her assistant. Oh, Medicare and Mass Health are going to pay for them. Don't worry about it. You're not paying a dime. And she's like, you're going to benefit from this. You're going to be shocked how better you're going to be. So I'm like, well, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I'll tell you something. It's like the best thing I've ever done in my life. Besides getting married and having kids. The best thing I've done for myself. Just hearing again. I haven't heard like this in years. It's not just like since I had Meniere's. Like before Meniere's. I can hear... Well, you could hear my 30-year-old growling. So... I lost my train of thought because he did that. So yeah, I mean, listening to music, it's like I can hear individual instruments. I can tell individual notes again. I can do all these things again that I couldn't do 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It caused me to quit choir, caused me to stop playing the saxophone, stop playing guitar. I still haven't picked up instruments because that phase of my life is over. But as far as singing, it's amazing. And I did try to sing with the choir last week at practice, and it was great. But I was having trouble with words and this and that, so that's just me getting used to everything. But just like I was telling somebody in the Zoom support meeting the other day, I sat on my porch when I first got there for like an hour, 2 hours, just listening to crickets. I haven't heard crickets in years. I just sat there listening. It was amazing. So just a small thing like that can change your whole outlook and your whole attitude. Okay, because let's face it, a lot of people are doom and gloom. They don't know what's going on with them, especially new people. And it's hard. And it's hard to look to do that, to look to find a better way. And we kind of sometimes they ask questions and people answer them, but they're always afraid to try the advice. And the one thing I can say is, as long as you're not dealing with the Dr. Herbal Dingleballs people who can cure everything from lupus to gonorrhea, don't listen to those people. But try some things. Try what people are telling you to do. Ask your doctor for beta-histine. Okay? Some people ask what's good for, when you have vertigo and upset stomach, ginger. Try these things. There's certain people that do vitamins and minerals and things like that, and supplements. Try those things. I've tried them. Okay? It's good to try these things. Because you might find, hey, this makes me feel better. My life is a little better. Now I can continue to move on. Don't keep asking for advice or keep posting saying, I have this and this and this, and I can't take this and this anymore. And then people are commenting and people give wonderful advice, and you don't do any of it. You just come back a couple weeks later and boom. Okay? Don't do that. Try it. Try different things. Do your own research. I've done it. I do it today. I did it for the last few videos I made. Okay, I researched all that information, and it's easy. You don't have to. I mean, yeah, Google. Use Google as a search term, but don't like use Google itself. There's plenty of websites that are legitimate that will help you, and they usually pop up in the beginning, and they're legitimate, and and you can find things, and you can find interesting things and things that doctors think, other doctors think, and you can bring that to your doctor and say, hey, I read this. What do you think? There are just so many things that you can do to help yourself. And sometimes you're afraid, and I'm afraid too. Sometimes, people don't think I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I get afraid. I get scared. I go fishing. I'm not like, hey, woo. I'm afraid while I'm there. I'm afraid I might fall in. I might have an attack. But I know I probably won't, so I just keep going. Or if I'm trying a new medicine, yeah, I get afraid. When they switched me from Trulicity to Ozempic, I was kind of petrified about it because I heard some horror stories. But I tried it and realized the horror stories weren't going to happen to me. And it's controlled my sugar and everything else, and I'm losing weight. And, it's normal to be scared. But at some point you got to say, hey, I don't want to feel like this forever. I got to try something. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so technology is changing. Medicine is changing. Everything is changing. And it's only going to be good. It's going to get better for us. It really is. Okay? And one other thing that I will say at the end of this video, and this is kind of for new people, if you have somebody trying to diagnose you through Facebook support groups, don't listen to them. You're going to get hurt. Because we had a problem, at least in a couple of groups that I run and moderate, where somebody was diagnosing everybody saying Meniere's is nothing, it's TMJ, and he was totally off the mark. And I'm really petrified that the people that he did comment and we didn't see might be going down the wrong road. Okay? There is some things that are similar, but they're completely different. And I'm not going to, in this video, I have a video about it. You can watch that. But don't let people diagnose you. Get to a doctor and get diagnosed. Okay? And I know someone's going to say, oh, doctors don't know it. Well, if you have the medical things behind you, everything else is going to be easier because you'll be able to get SSDI, you'll be able to get all kinds of things. If you just show up with SSDI or anywhere else saying, I have Meniere's disease, where's your medical stuff? Where's your medical file? Well, I don't have it. Well, then you don't have it. That's what they're going to say. So on that note, hey guys, have a great day. I will talk to you all soon. And take care. Bye.